Hi everybody. This is an introduction. I just got my camera set up today, and I figured I would try it out, try out the new mic, and take you on my way to work. Let's get out of here. A lot of cars in my driveway here. Alright. And off we go. Alright. Well, first off, introduction wise, my name is Dan. Go by Nish. We'll explain it. Let's see if we can get past the dump truck here. I'm based out of here in Phoenix. I know there's quite a few vloggers out here. Kind of what got me going into my turn signal on. Kind of got me going into the whole vlogging thing. Last time I was on a motorcycle was probably about 10 years ago. Actually, it was almost 10 years ago, the anniversary of my accident, which we'll go into that in a little bit. But so after some unfortunate mishaps with my motorcycle, just kind of being young and stupid, I got out of the motorcycles for a little bit, and then basically decided after I got married, had some kids, bought a house, started a business, I would go ahead and look into getting back into motorcycling, not necessarily quite for the immature reasons before, but kind of just for fun, go tool around town. And so a couple weeks ago, I went out to the west side of Phoenix, and I went ahead and started looking at some bikes. One thing about me is I'm 6'4", and my last two bikes were my first bike was an FZR 600, a Yamaha. I basically got it because I was poor. I was making $4 an hour up in Oregon, and I couldn't afford basically to drive my car, and I couldn't afford to pay the insurance. So I found this FZR that a coworker was selling. Never rode a motorcycle in my life, not a dirt bike, not a mini bike, not anything. And gave him a couple $1,000s for it, and had him actually ride it to my girlfriend's house. I couldn't ride it to my parents' house because basically they wouldn't approve of it, so I had him deliver it, and it was in the backwoods of a town called Molalla, and Molalla is a kind of a small town, and very much the countryside, kind of desolate, you know, a lot of forest, a lot of just empty roads, and so I figured that's a good way to learn. So I got that. I rode that thing for about 50,000 miles, and then unfortunately it was stolen, and I kind of had to deal with the getting stolen thing, and ended up kind of having some better luck with jobs. I was progressing quite a bit in my schooling, so I ended up getting into electronics engineering so I could actually afford a nicer place to live. I could afford my cars. I couldn't really afford to go buy a motorcycle yet, so I stayed in my car for a while. And probably 4 years after that, I guess it was about 3 years. 2 years after that, I came down to Arizona, and I thought, this weather is beautiful, as you can see. I mean, granted, this is February, but the weather is absolutely beautiful. And what better way to enjoy it than on a motorcycle? So I went out shopping for a 2002 R6, and those R6s started hitting the scene right around the time that after my motorcycle was stolen. I was trying to save up for a new motorcycle, and I saw the R6 come out, and I was just drooling over it. So, and again, it was more over looks than function, and that's again that 18, 19-year-old in me. So I never really let go of the R6, and as far as my interest in it. So I went shopping for it, found one over here at a shop over in Chandler, and took a look at a few things. Took a look at the R1, didn't think I could afford it, but went ahead and got the R6, rode it home, had a good time with it. I hooked up with some people here in Phoenix, and they went on a ride, so I decided to go along with them. And long story short, my experience level was not up to par with theirs, and I went into a left-hand corner on my R6, and it essentially didn't agree with me, or the corner and the bike didn't agree with each other or agree with me, or a combination thereof. And I ended up with a broken pelvis. So, bike was totaled. I didn't, it was totally my fault though. I had full coverage on it because it was financed, but I decided to go ahead and just pay out of pocket for getting the bike fixed while I was recovering. And I ended up recovering. The bike ended up getting rebuilt. All new plastics, had to basically strip down to the frame, had the frame powder coated. It was a nice bike. Got it back many thousands of dollars later, and I ended up riding it for a while. And on my way back to work, I had cars parked on this side of the street and cars parked on the other side of the street, basically for they were doing some maintenance or some like line painting or something in a parking lot. So basically the street was jam-packed, really no exit, emergency exits for incidents, and a 19-year-old girl pulled out in front of me with her truck. And I went basically ass over end, and I didn't hit her car, luckily, but my bike, of course, went end over end. And I ended up actually rolling into her front tire. So she essentially pulled out in front of me and stopped when she got scared. It's a common reaction. So I banged up my knee a little bit. Really wasn't too bad, but the bike ended up going completely vertical and then falling down on its side. And a combination basically bent the subframe. So that minor accident ended up getting it totaled. So being that it was another party, I went ahead and claimed it on my insurance, or claimed their insurance, of course, and the bike was considered to be totaled. I lost a lot of money, of course, in that all those modifications that I did to it. But people think I'm talking to myself here. But the general idea was to get out of motorcycles for a while. I think I was cursed. Like I said, I think had I had an exit strategy, I might have been able to go around her, but she basically stopped and left me with no exits. So I decided to be a cager for a bit. Ended up doing a relative amount of career changes. I decided to get out of electronics engineering at that point and get into computer science. I was kind of always into computers and whatnot. Just self-taught. Didn't own my first computer for quite a while, but went ahead and made the computers industry IT career change. Basically started at the bottom and worked my way up, and fast forward about 8-9 years, and all those comments that I got back with the R6 kind of came back to me when I started looking at more bikes. That they basically said I looked like a monkey humping a football. So it was certainly not something I wanted to go through again. Not that I wanted to get the bike to look cool, but I don't want to look ridiculous on it either. So, and essentially, I wanted to get something that I could take the wife, on some trips, and just kind of be able to kind of support me in my size, just being as tall as I am. So I went ahead and started looking at Hayabusas. And of course, everyone is like, oh, don't get a Hayabusa, it's too powerful, it's not right for your skill level, because I was honest with people about where I was coming from. But I was more concerned about the size of the bike, and I was looking at some Harleys, and I was looking at some cruisers. I'm not against any of them, but I was always kind of drawn to the kind of sport tourings, the FGR 1300s or whatever, and kind of just some of the BMWs, and ended up deciding that I could go with the Hayabusa, get a couple touring mods to it. As you can see, I have a touring windscreen on it. Kind of helps with some of the wind, and also for me to see the gauges being so tall. And get some lower pegs, get some handlebar risers and some heli bars, and apparently it's pretty comfortable. People have done some pretty good trips in them. So I went looking around, found a 2008 original owner. It's the navy blue color with the gold wheels, and saw it in absolute excellent condition. This guy had really taken care of it, and he said he was getting rid of it because he had a kind of an arthritic shoulder and carpal tunnel in I think his right or left hand, I don't know which one, but he had to get rid of it. So went ahead and went to the bank, did a wire transfer, paid off his bike, and here we are.